Hey everybody, it's Jason from the Texas Gun Vault 2, and we're out here in the garage to talk about a couple of gun things. So I guess this is going to start off as a garage gun talk, but then we're going to go into the mean comments of the week. I only got 3, but I need to go over the mean comments of the week because I got to feel better about something that's going on. Not bad, but I'll share it with you. The first thing I want to talk about is, I guess, the internet gun tubiverse is all up and in a frenzy regarding the apparent closing or discontinuation of Kalashnikov USA and all the guns that they make. And I only own one of their guns. This is the KP9. So this was originally the pistol that I SBR. They also had the KR9, which is like the 9mm, AK variant of the Special Forces 9mm submachine gun that's used by the Russian military. And I upgraded it a little bit with I believe this is the Krebs custom one that they had made for this gun. You could buy it originally off of their website. And I also got the charging handle gas tube up here, so it charges like a MP5. And that's kind of cool, and it looks like the cheese grater look and all that. I love this gun. It's really cool, and I'm glad that I bought it. And when I bought this gun, everybody was saying how silly it was because I guess there was a couple of other companies at the time that came out with 9mm AKs, but they were not close copies of that Russian submachine gun. And I don't want to try to pronounce it because I know I'll make a mistake and everybody will make fun of me. It starts with a V. And, but anyway, it's a very cool gun, but Kalashnikov USA were the ones that made the closest copy. And of course, they were more expensive. And I was like, why are you buying it from them when you can go over to Palmetto State or whoever was making it? I'm like, well, I kind of want the close to the real thing. So I got it, got the pistol because I didn't want to wait for the tax stamp, because at that time, the Form 4s were, I don't know, 9, 10, 11 months. Now they're like 4 days. On the Form 4s, but I wanted to get the pistol because I could just buy the stock from them, and I did that cool triangle stock that's folding, and install it myself and just have the pistol, right? And then once the Form 1 comes in, I can just add the stock, and that's what I did. So I'm glad that I got this, but the internet is all a hubbub right now about them closing up, and everyone's talking about, is it mismanagement, what happened, so forth. Because it really looked like they were kind of a thriving company. And everyone, as I said, has been talking about, well, it's mismanagement, has to do with investors, but I think there's something that people are overlooking and not connecting the dots, because I really haven't heard anybody talk about this. Do you guys remember a few months ago when we had the whole Larry Vickers debacle, right, where he got arrested and it turned out he was using his SOT or working with an SOT to acquire essentially machine guns for personal collection and collection enhancement versus what the SOT is really designed for, which is like prototyping and buying and selling law enforcement machine guns and that kind of stuff. And I guess he was trying to also like circumvent importation rules and so forth. And he got into a lot of trouble. And there were some other people that got in trouble as well. But it turns out that one of the companies he was kind of in collaboration with, I'm not going to say they were doing anything illegal because I don't know if that is the case, but it was KUSA or Kalashnikov USA. And one of the issues, I think, was the technical data packages, which is the actual specs of a gun. You're not supposed to be able to import or export those because it's considered proprietary information and knowledge to other countries that could use it to, in turn, build firearms that could be used against us, right? I believe the law used to be called ITAR, ATAR, but it's called something else now. Anyway, there's all these violations that I guess people were charged with. But one of the issues that people thought was very, very suspicious was the guns that they were making here in the U.S. because you can't import this. If this gun had been made in Russia, they couldn't import it. But if it was made in the U.S., they could. But it's such a close copy to the technical data package of the actual guns everybody was thinking, or there were rumors that they had like imported or were using information that ITAR prevents them from having, or they can't use, or that kind of stuff. That's what I heard. And so I'm thinking that the actual issues that are going on behind the scenes with KUSA has nothing to do with mismanagement or poor quality control or not being able to sell their firearms. What I think the issue is something internally dealing with all of that stuff stemming from what happened with Larry Vickers. Whether it was Larry Vickers and the issues he was dealing with, or it has to do with other issues that arose or law enforcement became aware of because of the Larry Vickers thing, I don't know. I have no inside knowledge. I'm only speculating. But for me, I'm kind of putting these dots together and these little points together, and no one really seems to be talking about that. So if you're somebody in the industry or has an SOT, or what do you guys think about my theory on this one? I think that the company is probably in trouble behind the scenes, and maybe they've had like their FFL or their SOT pulled versus them just going out of business. But who knows? Maybe they can get an investor. If I'm completely wrong and start up the company again, I don't know. I am sad to see it go because they did make some really good AKs, and especially this guy right here. And so now getting parts for this is going to be very, very difficult. But the price on this thing has gone sky high. As soon as they announced they're no longer making this thing, well, guess what? All those people that saying, you shouldn't buy that, you should buy the other cheaper options. Well, this thing is like pretty much like doubled in price overnight. And probably if they never go into production again, this is going to be one of those guns that is just going to go sky high. And probably in 5 to 10 years, you'll see it 10 times what it was originally, or what it originally cost to buy it. But I'm sure glad I got this. This is one of the early example ones. I've never shot it. It actually is unfired. And some people say, though, they had issues with the bolts. But this is one of the early ones. But as I said, I've never fired it. So, I don't know. I never sent it back in to have the, what's it called? Not the warranty, but the, I guess there's like a recall or a potential. If you had a problem, they would address it. If you didn't, you don't have to send it in. But anyway, so that is my KP9 made by Kalashnikov USA. So what do you guys think about the debacle, and what do you guys think about my thoughts on why they may have closed up? All right, so now let's talk about something that makes me very, very sad before we get into the mean comments of the week. And it's kind of silly, but I think it's worth talking about because I know a lot of you guys that follow my channel, and I got some people that are serious gun collectors, and they may already know about this, and they may not. But I'm really kind of sad about something because it's forced me to make a choice, okay? Or maybe not make a choice because I'll just I might not get either in the end, okay? So here's why I'm sad, okay? My good friend D, you guys know D, he lends so many guns to the channel. In fact, right now, last night I filmed the rage report on this Q minifix and 300 Blackout, which is his. I just have to clean it up. That's why it's out here. It's going to get cleaned tonight. And but anyway, he messaged me today, and he asked me what I thought about this, and he sent me a link to one of the local kind of gun stores in the area, okay? And it's an HK rifle that I had no idea they were releasing. In fact, it's a limited production gun. It's a Hk M27 rifle. And essentially, it's the HK 416 that has been, I guess, used by the U.S. military and the Marine Corps. And they have two versions, one of 500. So they have 500 with the complete deployment package that has the proper scope. And by the way, I looked this up, and I've actually asked D too. I was like, you know, HK normally skimps on this stuff, or they say it's a clone or something else, and then they put the wrong barrels on. But they say it's the clone correct barrel, so it should have lands and grooves. It should not be polygonal rifling. It should be chrome lined, and it should have the right barrel profile. That's what everyone's saying. But they released 500 with the complete deployment package, which is crazy expensive. And then they released 500 of just the rifle. And it's still pretty expensive, but it's doable, okay? I mean, if you're used to paying HK money, it's you know, doable. And I'm sitting here, and they have one or two in stock at my local gun shop, and they said they're going to get a couple more in. And I'm looking at this thing, and you guys know I love HK. But here's the problem. This is why I'm sad. You have no idea how good I have been the past 4 or 5 months. I have not bought a single gun in like 5 months. This is like the longest I've probably gone without buying anything, okay? I have been so good. And the reason I've been so good is I have been saving my money up for my midlife crisis, which is a Rolex watch. I want a Rolex, okay? So I have been just putting a little bit of money aside every single month towards this midlife crisis project, okay? That is just what I have decided to do. And so I have a good chunk of money saved up, set aside in a totally separate like savings account for this midlife crisis. And then lo and behold, HK comes out with this thing. So of course I am like super tempted. Oh my God, you have no idea how tempted I am. And I'm probably going to pass. D is probably going to buy 2 of them. He's probably, I think he even jokes that he might buy one with a deployment kit and one as just the rifle. And if he does, he said he'd let me shoot it and review it. So I'll get the experience hopefully behind a trigger either way. But man, oh man, you have no idea the temptation that this is. This is temptation. So I'm trying to talk myself out of it. I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do. What do you guys think? I know some of you guys are watch connoisseurs, and of course some of you guys are HK connoisseurs and gun collectors like I am. So I am between a rock and a hard place, and let me know what you guys think I should do. But if you're interested, go check out the new Hk M27 and the M27 deployment kit. Yeah. I don't know what I'm going to do. So right now, I'm not in a good place mentally because I am tempted. I'm trying to put things in perspective. I really am. I really am trying to put things in perspective because when it's all said and done, you can't take any of it with you, right? So what's the point? I don't know. But that's just what I'm telling myself. But to clear my mind of this, I need to make fun of some Texas Gun Vault commenters, and I only got 3 this week. So I think I pulled them up here, and this is going to make me feel a little bit better to talk about people that got banned from the Texas Gun Vault. So let me pull up our first screenshot here. And the first one is coming from the Matt Hoover video. You guys know I always like to talk about the Matt Hoover debacle and situation. And the one thing that makes me absolutely crazy about the whole thing is people's inability to understand the difference between what is a right and what is proper. So for example, I've used this example before. Is it your free speech to stand outside of an elementary school when maybe the kids are coming out, and so you have kindergartners through 5th grade students leaving, and you're standing on the sidewalk, and while you're standing on the sidewalk, you call them expletives. You have inappropriate images, maybe on cardboard cutouts, and you're showing these people. And you can say, it is my First Amendment right. Yeah, it is your First Amendment right. But as Jeff Goldblum's character in Jurassic Park asked or said, he was talking to John Hammond, the guy that created Jurassic Park. He said, you were so busy asking yourself if you could, you didn't stop and think if you should. That just because you can do something doesn't mean that you should or that it is wise. And just because something is legal doesn't mean I have a responsibility to defend that person for doing something that I don't think they should be doing, even though it is legal. And all the people in the comment section, when it comes to Matt Hoover, they always say, it's just First Amendment right. Well, then it's not a Second Amendment issue, and why do you care? Because I'm a Second Amendment channel. And if it's your First Amendment, I have a First Amendment right to say he was stupid for doing it. But anyway, I think I got 2 comments on that video this week. 2 people that got banned. The first one used the F word. Yeah, not the 4-letter F word, but not the one you're thinking about. So Brian-NL10K said FUD. Yeah, FUD. There's the F word. You know I don't like that one. It's funny because I'm supposed to like defend this guy. Like, not Brian, obviously, but I'm supposed to defend Matt Hoover just because he's a gun guy. He was so worried trying to do something he didn't ask himself if he should. Why should I defend people that make stupid choices that put their lives, their families' lives, and their well-being in jeopardy just because it's their right? I don't have to defend that. I can think that what he did was wrong. That's it. I could say it's legal. I think what he did was legal. I think it was stupid, right? So I'm asking people that defend Matt Hoover, would you defend somebody ferociously that was standing outside of an elementary school and cursing the kids out, calling them the worst names possible, standing on the sidewalk, not touching them, not doing anything, because it's a free speech issue? Would you be out there and go, they have the right to do it, everyone that doesn't support them is a FUD? No. You'd be like, yeah, it's legal, but I don't think that should be going on. Right? There you go. That was the first one. All right, and the second one doesn't make any sense to me. So hopefully you can tell me if you understand what this one means, okay? So the same video, the CRS virus, poke the bear, Matthew Hoover is not 100% innocent. John Zhytamyr. So I'm not even going to try to pronounce it. Is that Zatamara? Anyway, 8840 says, .gov shite. Now, is he calling me a Fed? I don't know. That's another F word I hate. When people say, you're defending, you're a Fed. Right, I'm a Fed, and this has been, the Texas Gun Vault has been a 15-year operation, so I can make a video that gets 20,000 views about Matt Hoover. Oh, you figured me out. Oh my gosh. Or is he saying what the government did was shite? I don't know. But because I don't know, I banned him. So I interpreted that as him calling me a Fed. But that's what it is. But .gov shite . I don't know. Anyway, so there you go. So that's the other weird mean comment of the week. And then finally, in fact, this person left 3 comments, and I forgot to screenshot 2 of them. Okay, but I think I got the good one. So this one is on the range report of the Ruger P95DC with the decocker. And it is from Sean Wood 4317, who said, "Yo, destroy, it is a pistol, not a machine pistol or submachine gun. You can not find parts diagram or parts list? Were you born when this gun was serving Leos across America? Geez, bro, if you want to be a gun tuber, start with the classics. You know your gin is not revolutionary, but evolutionary. I have had blocks shed parts too. If you shoot a lot, you will always realize that. Get a life, bro." All right, so he was not happy in the other comments either. I should have saved him, but I banned him, and I screenshotted this, and then I realized the other comments would go away. So that's what happened there. So anyway, he's talking about not being able to find a parts diagram. Believe it or not, I was not able to find a parts diagram. Yeah, I actually looked, and I know how to look. So what I was able to do was I was able to see an explosion. I could see a list of parts of it, like the exploded diagrams, but it didn't show how it went together. And I could not find any videos on complete disassemblies of the gun. I could not find any instructions on complete disassemblies of the gun, so I could not figure out how the decocker lever was held in place in the slide. I believe there's a detent that was missing, and I believe that there was a detent spring. And I said that. I looked. But obviously, he thinks I didn't look enough, and he says I'm a wannabe gun tuber. Well, all I'm going to say is, if you want to do this and you think you can do it better, make a YouTube channel of your own. Show me up. But guess what? I'm still going to keep doing what I do. I could care less. And I want more people out there making gun content, because I want more Second Amendment content out there for everybody. Because I'm definitely not for everybody. Not everyone likes me, as you guys can see. So if you're making content that reaches the other people that hate me, we're on the same team. That's it. So those were the kind of the mean comments of the week. So all those people got banned and so forth. So that's what we get. So anyway, what do you guys think of Kalashnikov USA? What do you think of my dilemma? I know it's first world of problems. I just need to sleep on it. I'll get over it. I'll get over it. And then the mean comments of the week. So what's the word of the day? If you made it to the end of this video, what is the word of the day? We're going to make the word of the day. Let's make it Kalashnikov or Kalashnikov, however you pronounce it. So that's the word of the day. So if you watch to the end, use that somehow in the comment, and I know you watched to the end. So tell me about anything I talked about in this video. Let's talk some guns, and that's what we're here to do in the garage. So thanks for joining me as always. So, as always, thanks for watching.